everyone. It is one of the first, I'm not even sure which is coming first, but this is one of the first episodes of the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you had a fun and safe holidays. And as promised, we're back up and running. And as promised, we are going to still recap some of the highlights of Married at First Sight. This is still a fairly new season, so we want to keep up with it. But of course, we're not going to talk about every little thing that happens in all of the episodes. But we're going to talk some stuff, obviously, that happens going forward. But yes, there are obviously like the ones I've said that we're not going to do full recaps on, which is like 90 Day Fiance. We're not going to really go back and do that, but this is one of them, so we can do this. So let's get into this. So what I'm talking about right now is what happened on the episode that aired on December 6th. I'm recording this on December 6th, but nonetheless, we are talking about that. That's what we're talking about. So this is kind of them coming back from Cancun, getting situated, and all of that. So what I'm going to go into first is that we have, so in total right now we have 4 couples, correct? And 2 of those 4 have opted to not move in together immediately. I'll quickly talk about the 2 whose names I cannot remember, blonde chick and the other guy. What changed with him? I don't understand. What drastically changed? So we'll move past the initial aspect of it and merely talk about the meeting that they had with Pastor Cal. And he basically is like, I'm just not feeling the romantic attraction right now that he never felt it. He was trying to make himself feel it on the honeymoon, and like he's not feeling it. But then what's really weird about him that is making me really uncomfortable for her is him basically saying like, no, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to tell you the reasons why, like, it's not going to happen, and just kind of putting his foot down and be like, I'm not doing it and whatever. And I'm just like, wait, she's literally telling you, I'd rather you just tell me, what's going on and how you're feeling and what's in your mind than you not tell me, because that's hurting me more than if you just told me. Or you not telling me is hurting me more instead of you just telling me. And he says like, no, I'm not doing that. What do you mean you're not respecting what she said? What she said is, I want to know what you have to tell me. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm kind of disgusted by him at this point. Because the thing is that he's not seeming to, like, basically what you're not saying is that you don't find her attractive. Which, fine, but I would have more respect if you just told her that than to not tell her that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Because all she's going to end up doing now is just letting whatever her thoughts are taking her fester in her mind than if you just told her the truth. Man the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Do whatever the hell you need to do and tell her the truth. Stop lying to her. I don't appreciate what he's kind of putting her through. It's not okay. And we kind of see how that's going to probably escalate into next week's episode with the conversation with her friends. Because, of course, what she's going to end up doing is talking to her friends about what's going on, because she needs to talk to somebody about what's going on, because she can't talk to you. And obviously you can have an expert there 24/7 to talk to you, you know? But I don't know. I'm frustrated by him, for sure. And again, when you have someone opting to not move in with each other immediately, it usually means it's not going to work. Whether it doesn't work after the 8 weeks or it doesn't work before the decision day, it's not going to work. So let's go into our next couple. Lauren and Orion. Similarly to our other couple, Orion opted to not move in right away. He wanted a little space, and so they both went to their places. And she apparently gets a text message from him saying that he wants a divorce. And they do eventually sit down with Dr. Pia, which, okay, here's what I'm going to say about Dr. Pia, because this is kind of the first time we're really seeing her in her permanent official new role, being one of the experts on this episode, on the show. And listen, I can understand her trying to fight for them to stay together, but at the same time I'm thinking, but wait, ma'am, he's literally sitting here telling her he doesn't think he can continue on with this, and at the same time you want Lauren to talk about how she's feeling about it. No, fuck that. I'm not going to tell him shit. He doesn't have satisfaction. But that's just, me thinking what she's probably thinking in the moment. But let's get to it, because he opts to not to divorce. And from the things that we have seen that happen during the honeymoon, is the reason for that could be because of the racially insensitive comment she made to him, or maybe even the fact that she had had sex with somebody 2 months before. Either way, I can understand maybe not looking quite past the racial insensitive issue here, and yeah, but I think, here's what I think. If that is it, I think either A, he couldn't get past it and didn't want to give her the opportunity to use this as a learning experience, and instead just, canceled the relationship. Or he went home, told his family what happened, and they are forcing him to end this relationship. I know it's kind of been a theory that's kind of been rolling around. So I can see that definitely being a possibility. And the thing is, I don't even know what to say to that, because it's okay, I can understand why his family would think that and maybe want that. But at the same time, this is someone else's marriage. This is his marriage. And he does have to take that seriously. So then let me look at the other theory. The other theory of she had sex 2 months prior. I can, again, maybe understand that, that's a bit of an issue for him. Although I understand it and can get it. It's not enough of a reason to end someone's marriage. It's not. Because to me, it's are you taking this seriously? All it took was 2, 3, maybe major disagreements and hurdles, and within a week, and you dipped. And then you also say that it is partially because of her attitude and her reaction, but it's just like, have some grace, I guess. I don't even know. But they do, or he does opt to end the marriage. And she basically, after Dr. Pia leaves, puts a ring on the table, gets up and walks out. And he follows after. But that is basically for that. Married at First Sight. The next episode. This is the episode that has aired on December 13th. So post the divorce between Lauren and Orion. So really and truly, I'm only here to talk about one couple in particular. And that is Paige, blonde girl, and her man's, which again, I'm horrible with names. I can't remember names. I really, truly can't. Anyways, I'm going to talk about them. More so than anything. But before I do want to kind of talk a little bit about Cameron, apparently kind of putting it out there that he hasn't told his dad. He does mainly say that his father, so I'm not sure if there's any other family members who don't know, but his dad doesn't know that he's married, but he does have legitimate reasons as to why that he hasn't told him. But I think Claire's issue is more about, you're telling me this in front of my friend, and maybe we should be having this conversation in private. But I don't know, maybe it was just the opportunity that he had, and he does kind of say that. But again, Claire makes a good point but we did talk about not our family's knowledge of what's going on, and you didn't mention this. So I don't know. I can't speak to that. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable. And he kind of does say that too, that he doesn't have that romantic connection or just maybe really any form of a connection past a friendship with her right now. And although he likes her and he wants that, he clearly had a wall up because of it. So I don't know, but nonetheless, the reason why I really am here and that I really want to talk about this episode is the situation with Blonde Girl and her man. So the main thing that I want to talk about is his conversation with her friends. Now, in order to do that, I need to go back a little bit. So Blonde Girl, I'm sorry guys, I can't remember her name. Anyways, she tells her friends that, he kind of struggles with communication in front of the cameras about the relationship. And, he doesn't like doing that and stuff like that. So it's kind of the main issue here. And although, they understand that, cameras are different, he signed up for this, which I 100% agree with, and he knows what he was getting himself into. Again, 100% agree with. What I'm going to say, even to go a step further, I think this is a person who, although yes, knows what he signed up for, kind of similarly to, with, who was it that I was talking about? Oh yes, you probably, I don't know when you're going to get this in conjunction with, F-Boy Island, but I actually just recently talked about, the fact that, maybe certain people made certain decisions because, they just don't want to make themselves look bad on camera. I think that's the same case with this guy. I don't think he wants to look bad on camera and doesn't want to look like an asshole on camera. I think that's the main thing here. But when you're trying to curate, that's the word, your image, and forcefully subtly kind of trying to manage what people see of you, it also comes off very disingenuous, you know? It doesn't feel like you're being authentic. It actually makes you just look worse, in my honest opinion. But again, you know, I don't know what to tell anyone to do. I've never been on television, so like I don't know. But going now to the conversation between him and her friends, although I'm team no one in this situation, I'm on no one side because I think both sides handled this horrendously. Her friends came in very hot and saying, Lumber, she's our best friend and we want to make sure she's this, she's that. And I'm thinking, okay, I hear you and I would appreciate any of my friends doing the same thing for me. However, there are certain conversations that need to be had with your friend and not with her husband. And I think getting to know him, fine, it's all well and good, but accusing him of basically being an asshole isn't the way to go either. There are certain things that you have to leave up to her to deal with. This, at the end of the day, is her marriage, her husband, so she needs to deal with certain things. Now, do I think they made some valid points? Yes. Talking about the fact that he didn't help her with her 18 bags. Now, I understand that he was overwhelmed by her 18 bags. However, this is the reality. This is what she's brought with her. You know she had a busted fucking arm or hand from the honeymoon, so why aren't you helping her? The right thing to do, the human thing to do, this isn't just about gender, but the human thing to do is to help someone in need when they need it. Not standing around being like, oh, this is too many bags. I brought 2 bags and she brought 8. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sorry. Have you been with a woman before? We tend to go overboard sometimes because we want to be well prepared. That's just how it is. Men don't think the same. So it's just, it's neither here nor there. Just help her with her fucking bags. So did I agree with them on that? Yes. Where they lost me was, you know, nitpicking about the fact of, oh, okay, well, you took the food out the oven, which first they said he didn't, but he said, but I did, because we saw footage of it. And, okay, well, you took the food out of the oven, but then you didn't put them on the platter, and, like, put the platter, like, that's bullshit. Why couldn't she put the food on the platter if he's the one who, you just talked about teamwork? Well, then the teamwork was him taking it out the oven and her putting it on the fucking platter. Like, I don't understand what the argument here was. So, they completely lost me there. 100%. Me, I'm like, you know, let's talk while we're ahead, because this is stupid. And the vocal fry is, whoa. Nonetheless, with him now, again, I feel like in certain points, like, for example, the whole food situation was a good point to make as well. But where he lost me was his attitude from the beginning. He didn't want to have this conversation with these girls. He didn't give a shit about what they had to say. He's like, I don't know you, so, you know, whatever. And again, I understand you don't know them, and they don't know you, but these are her friends, so they are going to defend her whether they know you or not. You don't know her either, and she doesn't know you. So that's the fucking point. You're on a show where you are marrying someone sight unseen. That's what's the fucking point, right? But I thought he came in also very hot and very guarded and very much ready to start some sort of argument and fight with them. So I'm just like, y'all both lost me. Both sides of this lost me. Now, I don't think that, she asked her friends to do this for her. This is not what she's asked them to do. But I feel like all couples should learn from other couples like Pedro and Chantel. And, even to a certain extent, Elizabeth and Andre as well. Sometimes you need to be careful what you tell other people. And sometimes you have to deal with your issues among yourselves. That this is an issue that they have where he seems to be going backwards in his, he says he isn't going backwards in his mind, but to her, it does look that way. And that's just how it is. That's her reality. So it does look like he's going backwards here, and that is an issue that they need to work on among each other. Her friends can't fix that for her. They can talk to them and give them insight, but this man is not going to talk to them. This is not a guy who's going to give a shit about what her friends have to say, even if he knew them. He's just not going to care. At the end of the day, this is his relationship, and that's his right. That's his right. I think we've all had men in our lives who don't care, or the level of care is different, depending on the person or depending on the relationship, whatever. This guy has zero fucks to give when it comes to other people's opinions, especially those he doesn't know. So, I don't know. I know he says that he doesn't want to divorce. This is meant to be forever for him. And I know for her, she wants to make this work because this is her first relationship. She wants this to work. I don't think this is going to work. And I don't think it should work, honestly. Unless some sort of drastic change is made. They shouldn't work. I don't think he is receptive. I think he is an asshole. Not just to her friends, but as we see next week, an asshole to what's her face? Pia? I think that's her name. He's just a train of asshole all around, and it surprises me because I just didn't see that before, and I'm seeing that now. And so yeah, I don't think this is it. Unfortunately for her, I know she wants this to work, but this isn't it. This isn't it. Quit while you're ahead. But that's basically it. That's all kind of all my thoughts I had on this episode. Again, not doing a full recap of all episodes, but whatever entices me, I will talk about. I think the other thing too is, we do see kind of like Lauren and Orion talking to their respective peeps. And I think it's been made pretty clear in Orion's conversation with his friend that his parents really or his family, I should say, really did encourage this divorce, from the comments that were made. So that's what I perceived. I don't know if anyone feels differently about that, but that's what I perceived. Anyway, that is it for my thoughts on the episode that aired on December 13th. And, yeah,